Glad to have you join us in another edition of Political Arena, a program designed to bring you detailed and incisive political events across Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. On today's edition, we will be taking a close look at the preparations by political parties and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on the Ekiti governorship election, the continued violence, and the crisis rocking Ogun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. This and more will be a focus on this edition of Political Arena. Do join us when we return from this break.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
It's good to have you back. Few days to the governorship election in Ekiti State, the political temperature is high with parties and their candidates engaging in last-minute scheming to outwit one another. The Ekiti election will not only determine the future of the state, but will have implications on the continued existence of some of the major political parties in the state. 18 political parties fielded candidates for the election. Only 3 are at the forefront of the race to the Okebarike government house. The outcome of the election seems difficult to predict. The candidates and their parties have campaigned vigorously and cajoled voters with juicy promises. Incumbent Governor Kaido Fayemi of the All Progressives Congress is not new to the game, while former Governor Ayo Fayoji of the People's Democratic Party could also be described as a veteran in Ekiti politics. The same could not be said of the Labour Party candidate Opeyemi Bamidele, though he contested and won election to the House of Representatives in 2011 under the platform of the Action Congress of Nigeria. The Labour Party is a new party in Ekiti State, but observers say that the election could be a straight battle between the APC and the PDP. Both parties had won governorship elections in the state. They have formidable structures in all the 16 local councils and 177 wards in the state. A critical look at their strength and spread shows that both APC and PDP will contest all the 2,195 polling units. Having campaigned around the councils and wards, the 3 political parties are now engaged in house-to-house campaign, relying on their supporters and party members to continue with grassroots mobilization. This last stage is a defining moment that places responsibilities on the local leaders and political leaders whose strengths and weaknesses will decide the ability to deliver their constituencies to the various political parties. Ado, the largest number of voters is concentrated in the town, and votes from Ado Ekiti usually decides who wins the state's governorship. But the large concentration of the civil servants, teachers, political office holders, and non-indigents will play a significant role in deciding the party that wins in the capital city. There is almost 35% of the total votes expected from all the 16 local councils. Ikere, this is another town that has the second largest concentration of voters. It is less than 10 kilometers to Ado Ekiti. All the 3 major parties for the election had organized various mega rallies in the town. This town is the home of the PDP bigwigs. Election here will be keenly contested. It will be interesting to know how Fayose, Bamidele, and former Governor Niyi Adebayo will share votes in this council. Adebayo and Bamidele hail from Inyi Ekiti, while Fayose is from Afao Ekiti. The margin for any party that wins might be inconsequential, as there are other political heavyweights in the council that will certainly deliver their wards and towns to their parties. Oye, Fayemi is from Ishon Ekiti in Oye local government, is expected to enjoy home boy advantage. These politicians will be testing their popularity at home. Iseogun is the home of PDP leaders. Efon, bearing last-minute change of political calculation, the council is a stronghold of the Labour Party. Though APC and PDP also have some influence in some major towns in the council, but Labour Party is expected to perform well, judging by the popularity of Bamidele in Ekiti Central Senatorial District. But APC is also looking good in this council to have substantial votes. Ekiti West, this local council with headquarters in Aramoko consists of 7 communities. Aramoko has been an APC-dominated town, but the popularity of Bamidele in Ekiti Central Senatorial District may also upset APC's dominance in the town. The presence of political heavyweights may want to maintain the status quo. Ijeru, this is an APC stronghold. But the presence of some PDP stalwarts may likely boost the strength of the PDP to give the ruling party a big challenge here. Ikole, the current state chairman of the PDP, Makojola Ogundepe, among other PDP top shots that will have influence on this election. Let's not be surprised that the APC may have an edge here, as the people of the area might want to repay Fayemi and his party for his support during the controversy over where to locate the federal university in the states. Other local councils may also witness same.
Everybody will see that we are prepared in terms of the materials. We have already sent all the non-sensitive materials to the 16 local government areas. We have already trained our SPOs, and as we speak, we are training the POs and the APOs. So we are now expecting the sensitive materials.
We are not here to harass, to embarrass anybody. We are here to keep the peace, to make sure Ekiti people, life and property is secure throughout the period of the election. Those who are harboring hoodlums, and I bet you will get them out, and I've given the order to my men that whoever is caught with weapons or any offensive weapons against the state will be brought down. That's a straight message to everybody, irrespective of his party.
We have deployed policemen to strategic positions in every nooks and crannies of this state. You are going to see our men in every place, every street in this state. And not only uniformed police officers, we have our detectives that are in plain clothes. They have been deployed to sniff for information so as to nip some of this crime in the bud. But we also want to appeal to members of the public that they should, on their own part, and as their civic responsibility demands, inform the police in time before this political intolerance snowballed into violence that you are witnessing. When they play their part by giving us timely information, I can assure you that most of these crimes, especially political thuggery as we are witnessing now, will be a thing of the past in this electioneering process.
Now the condition now is tense. Between a week and a week to the election will be so turbulent. So this is the normal thing that will happen within this enlightened environment.
Like in every other state, this is a time that everything is heat up, and we expect, a little bit of hunger from everywhere. But we are praying to God that this electionary period will be very, very peaceful, and everything will go smoothly, and that God will deliver it to the state.
For the first time in many years, Eagle Square witnessed the carnival-like atmosphere associated with major political events. It was quite clear that supporters of the All Progressives Congress were eager to show the party's strength as delegates converge to elect a new national executive. But for many, it's the best time to drum up support for the preferred candidates ahead of 2015. Eagle Square had not witnessed this type of crowd in recent times. This is because security consideration had in the last 4 years taken precedence due to closeness to the three-armed zone. But APC supporters are in town and it seems security is more relaxed. Posters and banners dot every angle. Also, political hangers out in their numbers drumming support for the preferred choice. Party supporters danced around Eagle Square. Security operatives are also on foot and motorized patrol around the square. But for APC members, all this is signs of the strength of the party they are convinced will occupy the center in 2015. Delegates at the first national convention of the opposition All Progressives Congress in Abuja elected former governor of Edo State, John Odigi Oyegun, as the first substantive national chairman of the party. Oyegun emerged by consensus despite initial stiff opposition from his kinsman Tom Ikime, who was not seen at the venue of the convention. This was after two other aspirants for the chairmanship position, Sam Jaja and Timi Prayer Silva, agreed to back down, leaving Oyegun and Ikeme to do the contest. Silva, while announcing his withdrawal from the contest, said he took the decision in order to maintain party unity, adding that he will throw his weight behind the party's choice. Oyegun:
I am humbled by the great honor you have conferred on me and the sacred trust that you have reposed on me. And with extreme humility, I accept this responsibility. We have undertaken to lead this party into the next phase of its evolution and onwards thereafter to the fulfillment of its destined mission as the liberator of the Nigerian people. This is a heavy responsibility, but I assure you, it is a responsibility we are not taking lightly. Nigerians have been frustrated by the fact that there was no alternative national party comparable in strength to rescue them from the clutches of the PDP. Today, I want to say to Nigerians, your wait is over. Your prayers have been answered. Help is on the way. The APC has arrived. In 2015,
other officers who also emerged from the same process were Deputy Chairman South, Segun Adebayo Oni, Deputy Chairman North, Lawal Shuaibu, National Secretary, Mai Malagoni, and National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed. After a long day at the Eagle Square, new APC Chairman John Odigi Oyegun was finally declared elected. He assured party members of his readiness to provide visionary leadership for APC ahead of the 2015 general election.
The All Progressives Congress will provide Nigerians with visionary, dedicated, and people-oriented leadership that will liberate the nation from the clutches of the PDP's rule of poverty and oppression.
We will be taking a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you a story on imposition of candidates as 2015 elections approach. Stay tuned.
Core TV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733, 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
The governor of Ogun State, Ibikule Amosun, was a senator in 2003 under the platform of the People's Democratic Party. But due to some differences with the party leadership in the state, he defected with some supporters to the defunct All Nigerian People's Party, under which platform he contested the gubernatorial election and lost out. Just before the 2011 election, he defected to the then Action Congress of Nigeria, which has now merged to form the All Progressives Congress. Amosun has now emerged as the party's flag bearer in Ogun State. Olusegun Oshoba, the party's leader, won the 1993 governorship election on the platform of the defunct Alliance for Democracy, but failed in his attempt to return for the second term in 2003. Since then, Oshoba and Amosun maintained their political structures in the state. However, when the then ACN won the election in 2011, the two leaders saw the victory as an opportunity to reward their supporters who, despite the long suffering, remained loyal to them. When Amosun and his team joined the party, the leadership had already had candidates for the 3 seats for the senatorial districts and that of the 9 House of Representatives, with the 26 members of the House of Assembly, as well as the deputy governor's slot. Oshoba's supporters insisted that their faction was completely sidelined in almost all the political appointments in Amosun's government. We alleged that all the 20 council chairmen in the state, as well as 90% of the 236 councillors, are the governor's men. To them, as the foundation members of the party, the situation is unacceptable. On assumption of office, Amosun was alleged to have influenced the chance in the leadership of the State Assembly. Meanwhile, before the merger that resulted in the formation of APC, the party was polarized into 2 factions, the Amosun faction and the Oshoba faction. The issue has created a division in the party, leading to clashes between both factions at events held in the state. The rift between the two was again manifested in the local governments and state congresses, where the 2 factions held parallel congresses in the state, producing 2 different sets of executives. The chairman that emerged from the congress, attended by party members loyal to Amosun, is Rokib Adeniji, while Oluagemo emerged as chairman from the congress held by Oshoba's faction. The unending crisis thickens recently when Oshoba held a mega rally with his loyalists as his residents vying to contest for the soul of the party. Members of the National Assembly from the state who had loggerheads with the governor over the 2015 ticket attended the rally and said they are now ready for a battle against Amosu. Loyalists of Oshoba include the 3 senators from the state, Gbenga Obadara from Ogun Central, Gbenga Kaka from Ogun East, and Akin Odose, Ogun West. Others are the federal lawmakers from the state. Loyalists of Amosu include the commissioners, special advisors, and board members of parastatals with the recent defected bigwigs from the PDP, Bode Mustafa and Odu Jirin. The former governor has directed his loyalists to commence compilation of a new membership register in the 236 wards across the state. He, however, warned his members not to allow themselves to be deceived by the antics of those pretending to be looking for a solution to the crisis engulfing APC in the state, and vows not to accept any reconciliation from Amosu and his faction.
It's the authentic fashions in Ogun State, authentic oil scope, you understand? And he's the owner of the party.
Now you see, once beaten, twice shy. Our leader has been magnanimous before. If you recollect, prior to 2011, the present governor left the ACN then. He wasn't comfortable. He left. But he came back begging, and he used our leader as a bait, because as a loyal party member, when the leader talks, we have to obey him. So when he left, we decided we won't take him back, but the leader persuaded us. That is the beginning of I won't listen to any begging again.
This is not also Oshoba fashion. This is the party. It's a mistake saying the group here is Oshoba fashion. No, this is the real party. When you look at people that are here, you will know they own the party. This other sect came and joined us. We have been in the party since UPN days. You harmonize where there's an agreement. You accept begging where you know there's sincerity in the begging. But where you know there's no sincerity, there's no agreement, you stand on your feet. It has happened severally. We are 4 victims of this kind of a thing. And that is why we decided, whatever happens, we are not going back. Anywhere you see somebody that has no forgiving spirit, where unforgiving spirit is ruling or reigning, you don't try to harmonize or do anything with such.
Disagree to agree. So there must always be dissenting of opinion, and at the end of the day, there will be aggregation, and things will sort itself out.
Once beaten, twice shy. For someone who you gave an opportunity once to turn back and face you, I'm very sure you will think twice, not even twice, you will think deeply before you allow such person again. So that is the situation on ground. There is already loss of trust. There is no trust between the two parties again. So there's no way we can harmonize.
Meanwhile, the newly elected executive members of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun State were inaugurated in Abeokuta, with Governor Ibikunle Amosu giving assurances that the party would work towards uniting all members.
They just have to, for the interest of the state. You see, in politics, there is no fight to finish in politics. So any plea that the senator, or what do you say, that anybody should make to them, they just have to accept for the interest of the state.
Well, we are one. We are still one. Those who are on at the other side, they are still our people. So we are asking them to come back home. This is their home. APC is their party. APC is our party. APC is the party of all of us. And united, we are going to stand. Divided, you know what that means. So we don't want anybody to be at the back of the fence. We want everybody to come to the mainstream in the party in Ogun State.
And what I really say is to advise, to appeal to all those still outside, because you'll be hearing these wranglings here and there, where it's not uncommon in a political setup like this. But I want to assure you that we are going to bring everybody back into the fold to ensure that come 2015 we are going to be victorious in all our elections.
The agreed ones among us, we should meet them, talk to them, and take them back to our folks. That's the next thing now. We cannot afford to lose them. They are our people. As the governor usually say, we are one, and we should continue to be one. That is the next action now. The new ESCO now, we take it as our duty that we should meet our people, the agreed ones, let them come in back to the fold.
Some members of the All Progressives Congress took to the street of Lagos to protest the alleged imposition of candidates preparatory to the 2015 general elections. The members, operating under the name New Lagos Movement, a project group within the party, stormed Lagos House in Ikeja and vowed to ensure the majority has their way in the party.
Our choice. Let's go for our choice.
We want to vote through primaries and elections.
Franchise. All qualified adults are allowed to be voted.
I have
no imposition. No internal party democracy.
No more
The group, led by Niyi Akisiju with about 500 party supporters, stormed the office of the state governor in Alausa. They accused the national leader of the party, Bola Tinubu, of imposing candidates on the party, insisting that the voice of the silent majority would be resurrected if the former governor of the state should impose Akinwumi Ambode on the people of Lagos State as the next governor.
And we're quite elated when the national organ of the party issued its regulation on the congresses. The first level of the Congress in Lagos State was to a limited extent all right for us because people went out to vote for their preferred individuals. But from the local governments through to the state chapter, we saw that manipulation was essentially the order of the day. That a number of people who call themselves leaders and therefore custodians of our democratic environment more or less hijacked the process. And at that level, we decided to head for court. We have filed 2 cases in court as of today. One, to the extent that the court should declare null and void the congresses held in Lagos. And second, that the court should stop delegates elected at that Congress, from representing themselves as members of the Lagos chapter of APC. And as a continuation of that, it's this protest, this march for internal democracy. And we believe that it's a minimum demand. Democracy is about participation. Though some leaders in the party will say consensus, and we disagree with that. Democracy is about competitive aspiration. And out of this competitive aspiration, people have a right to pick or to make their own choices. So therefore, if we want a healthy environment for Lagosians and for members of the APC, we believe that members should exercise their democratic right to elect and to be elected.
His Excellency has sent us to come and appeal to you. He has listened to you, he has heard all your complaints, he has read it in the papers, and he has heard it even on the radio and on television. Now, he has asked me to tell you what is most important now is that we are going to ensure primaries. We are going that everybody every man or woman that has the right to contest within our party will be allowed to contest. Nobody will be imposed. Nothing will be imposed on you. Nothing will be surmounted, or nothing will be asked to do anything beyond what you are legally obliged to do. So he has asked me to assure you there is no need to worry at all. So this is the reason why he has asked us to come here and tell you this.
And that's it on this edition of Political Arena, the program that brings to you detailed and comprehensive stories on political issues. So join me next week for a fresh episode of the program. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Till then, it's bye for now.